طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Any questions يا شباب before we proceed? Any questions? No questions? طيب. So let us continue with our discussion on what you call the pigeonhole principle and the generalized pigeonhole principle. And let's look at this example. So in this example, what is the least number of area codes needed to guarantee that 25 million phones in a state can be assigned distinct 10-digit telephone numbers? Now, the 10-digit telephone numbers are of the form area code, 3 digits, and the phone number, 7 digits, right? Now, here, so what is the problem? The problem is I have 25 million phone numbers, and I have here like 7-digit phone numbers, and it seems from the statement of the question that those 7 numbers are not enough. Okay, those 7 digits are not enough. We need to have area codes so that if we assign the same 7-digit number to different area codes, we can do it. Okay, طيب. So basically, what's the idea of the solution? How should I solve this? Yes. You will use what? The product and sum. To do what? طيب. Exactly. So the first thing that we will do is to find how many phone numbers 7 digits can hold. صح? How many? So number one is to find how many phone numbers can NXX XXXX hold. طيب. So now let's just go a little bit to the details of this NXX. What's the detail? Well, we have here N, and it says here that the telephone numbers are of this form, where the first 3 digits are the area code, as we said. N represents a digit from 2 to 9 inclusive, whereas X represents any digit. Now, why do they do that? In the States, all the international phone numbers, they start with 0. طيب. And if you want to call from one area code to another area code, you have to start with 1. In order to differentiate between, international or, national calling from between different area codes and a regular 7-digit number in the same region, they say that the first digit of the area code and the first digit of the the first digit of the area code and the first digit of the 7-digit number cannot be 0 or 1. Okay, it can be anything between 2 to 9. Will X basically anything between 0 to 9. Okay, طيب. So now who's gonna tell me how many phone numbers can NXX XXXX hold? Yes.
7 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10.
How many times? 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 7. هلا من 2 to 9 7 digits. 8. صح? 9 minus 2 plus 1. So 8. So basically we have 8 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 phone numbers and this is for a single area code, صح? For a single area code. طيب. Now, what is the second step? Find the number of area codes. How many area codes do we need? عيد مرة ثانية. Divide 25 million by the 8 million, صح? And then take the ceiling, صح? And then we need to take the ceiling. So the number of needed area codes equal, شكلها codes غلط مكتوبة صح؟ area codes equals ايش قلنا؟ 25 million صح؟ divided by 8 million صح؟ 8 by 2 to the power by 10 to the power 6 is basically 8 million, and then we need to take the ceiling. ليش هذا بيساوي 4؟ ليش 5؟ 4 right? 3 times 8 million is 24 million, and this is 25 million. Yeah, the ceiling is 4, right? The ceiling is 4. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. Okay, شباب, any question? Okay. طيب, let's take another interesting example. Okay. Please pay attention. You know, if we pay attention and we finish this quickly, we might leave early, okay? Otherwise, we're going to spend the 50 minutes. طيب. Suppose that a computer science lab has 15 workstations and 10 servers. So I have 15 PCs and 10 servers, okay? A cable can be used to directly connect a workstation to a server. We can basically have a direct connection between a workstation and a server, okay? طيب. For each server, only one direct connection to that server can be active at any time. So now now a server can be connected to all the workstations. But how many connections can work simultaneously? For a server, it's only one. So the connection can be connected only by one, only to one workstation at a time. If there are two, they have to wait until that one is not active, and then you can connect the other server. واضح؟ طيب. Now this is the problem. We want to guarantee that at any time, any set of 10 or fewer workstations can simultaneously access different servers via direct connections. So the problem is we want to make sure that at any point in time, 10 workstations, any subset of 10 workstations, okay, or less of course, but any subset of 10 workstations have access to the 10 servers. Any subset. And I want to find the minimum number of direct connections needed to satisfy this requirement. I want to find the minimum number of direct connections needed to satisfy this requirement. Note here that if I connect each workstation to each server, what's the total number of connections? 150, صح? And obviously, at any point in time, just give me any 10 workstations, I can find 10 different cable connections to the 10 different servers, صح? So now we want to find the minimum. 150 works, but it's too much. طيب. أول شيء هنا كان في ظاهر question. بطلت. طيب. So now the way I'm going to solve this problem, I will do it the other way around from what your textbook. The way your textbook does it is fine, is actually the right way, but I'm going to do it the other way. I'll tell you why. In your book first, it will show you that the number of connections that is equal to X works. and then shows that if you go below X, it doesn't work. طيب. And I will do it the other way around for one reason. I don't want you to think that the solution has an effect on determining the minimum, or basically, in this case, for example, 59. I will show you that we cannot do it using 59 connections. If we have 59 direct connections, we will not be able to satisfy the requirement that 10 servers will be available to any subset of 10 workstations. And then, in the second step, I will show you that, if 59 does not work, I will show you that there is a specific way to connect the servers and the workstation using 60 connections. For this specific solution does not have anything to do with the general solution that I give you that says that 59, you cannot use 59 direct connections. Okay? فمعلش, let's first prove انه 59 does not work, and then I will show you how 60 works. Okay? So now think as if, magically I came up with 59. Huh? تمام? So what I will do first is to prove that 59 direct connections cannot fulfill the requirement. ايش هو الريكوايرمنت؟ اللي هو at any time any set of 10 or fewer workstations can simultaneously access different servers via direct connection. This requirement. Okay? This is my requirement. So to prove that 59 direct connections cannot fulfill the requirement, this is how I will prove it. Now look at this claim. I claim that there is at least one server which is connected to at most 5 workstations. Who can prove this claim? Who can give me a proof for this claim that there is at least one server that is connected to at most 5 workstations? Yes.
لو قسمناها تكون 6
يعني قربت للحل.
we divide 59 by 10 servers.
طيب.
And we get 5.9.
طيب.
So that means all of them except one, they got more than 5.
ليش؟ يلا يا شباب, chapter 1. Whenever direct doesn't work, وين بنروح؟ بنروح indirect. ايش النيجيشن لهذه؟ There is at least one server which is connected to at most 5 workstations. All servers. So okay. So there is at least one server which is connected to at most 5 workstations. ليش? Otherwise, all servers will be connected to at least how many? To at least 6 workstations, صح؟ طيب وين الكونتراديكشن؟ Six for a total of how many direct connections? For a total of 60 direct connections, which is a contradiction to the number of available direct connections اللي هم قديش 59 صح؟ direct connections اللي هم بين قوسين 59. احنا مش this is what we said. احنا we said انه we have 59 only. If you say that this is not right, the claim that there is at least one server that is connected to at most 5 workstations, the negation is that all servers are connected to at least 6. طيب, if all servers are connected to at least 6, then how many do I have? 10 multiplied by 6 is 60, but I have 59. واضح? So do you agree about the claim? طيب. Now look at this claim and tell me why, because of this claim, that I know for sure that I will have one server connected to at most 5 workstations, I will not be able to satisfy the requirement that choosing any subset of 10 workstations, I can connect to 10 servers. Think about it. And please use the claim, because in the previous 2 sections, the first couple of answers had nothing to do with this claim. And can I repeat what? طيب, the claim is no, there is at least one server connected to at most 5 workstations. And what I want to my requirement is that any subset of 10 workstations from the 15, I can access 10 servers and have the active connections simultaneously for the 10. Excuse me. We want to guarantee that at any time, any set of 10 or fewer workstations can simultaneously access different servers via direct connection. That's what I want to show. So basically, if I use 59, using this claim, I will say that this requirement cannot be satisfied. Why is this requirement cannot be satisfied? Yes?
Because the other 9 will be connected to 9 devices, which will remain 6 devices.
مشان الله عد صح. إجابتك صح ترى. أنت you are going in the right direction, بس عد مظبوط. هلا إحنا إيش عنا؟ إيش الكلام بيقول؟ إنه there is one server connected to at most 5 workstations. كم workstation ضل؟ لسه بيقولوا لي 9 الشباب. 15 ناقص 5 كم؟ عم بحكي على الورك ستيشنز على البي سيز. نعيد. One server is connected to at most 5 workstations, صح؟ One server is connected to at most 5 workstations. معناته the rest of the workstations, how many? 10. الحمد لله. 15 minus 5 equal 10. The rest 10 workstations, how many servers available to them? 9. And using a simple pigeonhole principle, I cannot have, I cannot serve those 10 workstations simultaneously. عندي 9. And each server can serve only one workstation at a time. Yes.
The five workstations that are connected to the server are not used. So the server is never used.
Exactly, because other than these 5, I have 10. So let's write that down. Okay. So basically, so what did I say here? Otherwise, all servers will be connected. طيب هنا claim there is at least one server which is connected to at most 5 workstations. طيب. Now, since one server, does it harm if I said S10? If I assumed it's one of them, okay? Whether it is S10, S9, and without loss of generality, صح? In fact, let's write it without loss of generality. So without loss of generality. Have you seen this before? ولا مرة حدا استخدمها بالكالكولس 1 أو 2 أو عجيب. طيب. أنتوا احفظوها مني هاي. So without loss of generality, assume that S10 is connected to at most 5 workstations. Then the remaining 10 workstations will have only servers S1 to S9 available, صح? Which violates our requirement. So now I have shown you that, if I want to use 59 direct connections, however, smart or genius or whatever solution you can come up with, it will not work. Because we know for sure that one of the servers is connected to at most 5 workstations, so I cannot serve the remaining 10 with only 9. The remaining 10 workstations with only 9, and this is by ايش? This is by using the pigeonhole principle. The pigeonhole principle. طيب. Now what is left is, since I showed that 59 does not work, now if I can come up with a solution with 60, are you convinced انه 60 is the minimum? صح؟ هلا واضح انه if I give you a solution with 60 direct connections, معناته definitely 60 is the minimum. لانه I just proved to you that 59 does not work. Okay? So consider the following topology. Consider the following topology or solution, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So I'm going to say W1, W2, all the way until, okay, W10, بعدين W11, W12, W13, W14, W15. Okay, now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect W1 to S1. I'm going to connect W2 to S2. I'm going to connect W3 to S3 all the way until W10 to S10. And then I will connect the W11 to all the servers. W11, W12, W13. So this is all the servers. All servers. All servers. Now, let me see whether I can convince you that for any subset of 10, basically this solution, I can basically have 10 active connections. Choose any 10. if the 10 were coming from workstations W1 to W10 خلاص هي كل واحد اصلا موصول بدايركت كونكشن صح؟ طيب what if some of them are from 1 to 10 and some of them are from 11 to 15? So basically let's have I from 1 to 10, right? So I from 1 to 10 basically each one will go to the corresponding server صح؟ طيب will 10 minus I that are left ال 10 minus I راح يجوا من وين؟ من W11 اللي هم W11 12 لغايه 15 صح؟ طيب where am I going to connect them? Well, to the available ones because I have each one of those اللي هم W11 و 12 و 13 و 14 و 15 each one is connected to all the servers صح؟ So if I have J workstations between W11 to W15, I know that I can assign them to J available servers here because they are basically connected to all of them. Are you convinced? Yes.
The workstation connected to the servers, then the server connected to the.
لا شو اسمه when I want to do the connections I will always start by connecting from W1 to W10 صح؟ يعني مثلا assume that I want to have from W6 to W15 from W6 to W15 these are 10 workstations صح؟ How do I start my assignment? W6 S6, W7 S7, W8 S8, W9 S9 because I don't have any choice in the first 5 صح؟ والrest 5 I can just assign them randomly to the rest. Okay? واضح يا شباب؟
دكتور كيف جبنا صار 59 اساسا؟ ما حصلنا شيء خلال ال 60
طيب هلا are you convinced with the 60? You are convinced with the 60 صح؟ انه 60 works. طيب ال 59 did it when I proved it for 59 did it have anything to do with this solution? When I proved it for 59 هل كان لها علاقة بهالسوليوشن؟ ال 59 كان لها علاقة بهذا السوليوشن؟ ترى ما كان لها علاقة بهذا السوليوشن. أنا قلت لك إذا أعطيتني أي سوليوشن وفي بس 59 direct connections I told you that we proved إنه one of these servers let's say S10 is connected to a maximum of 5. Is connected to a maximum of 5. And if S10 is connected to a maximum of 5, I still have the remaining 10 to be served by only 9 servers. Do you know now where did I get the 59? And I found the solution 60, and then I showed that we cannot do it with 59. And this is what your book did. It first presented to you the solution for 60, and then showed that 59 cannot work. Okay? The only reason صراحة I did the opposite just to make sure that you understand that the proof for the 59 has nothing to do with the existence of the solution of the 60. لأنه يمكن واحد يقول طيب this solution is is clever, maybe somebody else finds another clever solution with 59 صح؟ لكن I showed you يعني the proof was general. You cannot do it with 59.
ممكن تسوي قيس لاي رقم تروح اقل وتقعد تعيد صح بس 59 يعني
صحيح. طيب اوكي نعم.
Isn't when we prove that 59 doesn't work, that implies it's bigger than 59?
Yes.
So there is no connection. How can it?
So 59 doesn't work صح؟
Yes.
If 59 doesn't work أكيد 58 و 57 و 50 doesn't work صح؟
لا.
طيب with 60 I gave you a solution for 60.
Yes.
معناته المينيمم كم؟
60.
خلاص. That's what I want to show.
لا بس أنا سؤالي كيف ال 59 prove that 59 ما لها علاقة بالproof إنه 60؟
ال 59 هل لها علاقة بهذا التوبولوجي بهذا السوليوشن لما أثبتنا إنها 59؟
إنها 60.
59 عم بحكي على ال 59.
أوكي.
هل كان لها علاقة بالسوليوشن تبع ال 60؟
لا.
خلص بس
دكتور 6 كيف فكرت فيها؟
انا المهم اللي فكرت فيها whoever came up with it.
يعني بس لحظه السؤال يعني يطلب منك إنك تجيب المانيوال يعني.
صح.
لازم تعرف كيف.
لا كيف هذه انت بتحكي على هذا. تشوف هلا السؤال الثاني ما احلاه. this is very nice.
بدهم شيء اخر واحد.
ها؟
بدهم شيء اخر واحد.
هو هذا لانه هذا اللي صار بالتو سكشنز الماضيين. This is the last thing that we did. Okay? if you think انه that was شو بيسموها challenging, wait until you see the solution to this one. Look at this one. This one is amazing. During a month with 30 days, a baseball team plays at least one game a day. Okay? A baseball team plays at least one game a day. But it will not play as a total more than 45 games
الشهر ولا في اليوم؟
in the 30 days. In the 30 days, in the whole 30 days, it will not play more than 45 games.
At least one game.
At least one game a day
وبالأخير لازم
for a total, after the 30 days, the total is not more than 45 games.
في ايام زياده.
في أيام زيادة. لكن هل في يوم فاضي؟
No.
ما في يوم فاضي. These are the only given. شوفوا الآن what do you need to prove. Show that there must be a period of some number of consecutive days. مش يعني day 1 و day 5 و day 7. لا 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 consecutive. لازم يكونوا ورا بعض. Such that the team must have played exactly 14 games. 14 بالضبط.
Every day or just one day?
لا مش just one day. Could be one day و could be consecutive days. ايش يعني consecutive days؟ يعني if day 5 و 6 و 7 و 8 مثلا او 5 و 6 و 7 او 5 until 20. شو رايكم؟
What's the maximum days per day?
Yeah.
There's no maximum. Maximum is 15 صح؟
15 per day?
الماكسيموم 15 15 plus لا 16 16 plus 14 لا لحظة شوي احنا عندنا 30 days صح؟
39
ف 15 plus 29 15 plus 29 so I can play in one day 15 games. Of course I cannot play more than 15 and otherwise one of the days will be empty صح؟
16 plus 20. 16 plus 20.
16 plus 29. Oh, 16 plus 29. صح 16. So the maximum is for one day we can do 16. 16 plus 29 we will have 45. صح? Yes.
Can I say every day we'll play one game until 29 we'll play 2 games and 30 will be 4.
طيب تعرف انت what did you do? انت as if when I said prove this and then you gave me one example.
General, okay.
صح؟ This is general. بيقول لك أي sequence أي scenario that obeys إنه every day there is at least one game for a total of no more than 45 there will be a sequence of days with 14 games played.
Consecutive.
Consecutive. ورا بعض.
It must be consecutive.
ورا بعض. Yes.
If we map each day with one game, we'll have 15 games left.
طيب.
Right?
طيب.
So I'll try to spread those 15 games as much as possible.
أيوة.
We'll have one game the first half.
Who said that you need to spread as much as possible?
I said it because I want to get the negation of this one. That I'm going to show that you cannot have it more than 14.
No, but here it says it's exactly 14.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that it cannot be more than 14 or less than 14, which means it's exactly 14.
Well, good luck in that route. Try it at home.
Okay.
try that. Yes.
عندنا دكتور يوم او يومين اليوم 14 يوم كلها تقدر تطالع يعني.
عندنا لغايه 30 شلون 14؟
لا انا قصدي انه كونسيكتيف ما نقدر الا 14.
مين قال؟
اقل شيء كل يوم لعبه 14 يوم.
طيب وبعدين؟
هذا أكثر شيء.
طيب
أقل شيء
وبعدين؟
يوم واحد.
وبعدين؟
هذا اللاعب.
Yes.
I know انه الماكسيموم نمبر دايز اللي ممكن فيه له multiple games هي 15 صح؟ That's the maximum number of days where you have so you know that there
ليش؟
are
لا ممكن اكثر من 15. 20 days.
اكثر شيء 14.
15. Anyways, انتوا what you're trying to do is interesting يعني بس يلا.
It's already done, already 21 days done. There's 9 days. So there is 14 games minimum.
And those 9 days?
Also, I thought it's...
Again, by example. What you're trying to do is by example. Let me show you how we do it. Okay? By the way, the crux of the solution is the modeling of the variables. So this is what I will do. Let AI be the number of games played by the team from day 1 to day I. Okay? Because you might think of, saying, well, let AI be the number of games played on day I, صح? If you try that, it will not work. The only thing that you can get, AI is greater than or equal to 1 for all I, صح? If you can get anything else, go ahead, try it at all. But let's do this. Let's assume that AI is actually the number of games played from day 1 until day I. So I is between what and what? I is greater than or equal to 1 less than or equal to 30, صح? I is between 1 and 30. طيب. Can anybody tell me A1? What do we know about A1? Greater than 1 strictly? ممكن equal صح؟ ال A1 then ال A1 is greater than or equal to 1. We know that for sure. طيب ايش علاقة ال A1 بال A2؟ Is it less than ولا less than or equal?
less than or equal. could be one.
less than. ليش less than بس؟
A2 from 1 to 2.
أيوة because لا مش A2 from 1 to 2. The number of games played on day 2 is at least 1 صح؟
Yeah.
So now A2 are games played on day 1 and day 2. Definitely it will be greater than A1 صح؟ So A2 is greater than A1. طيب ولess than A3 صح؟ ولess than A4 وهكذا لحد ما نوصل ل less than A30. طيب وال A30 ايش ماله؟ ايوه هذا less than or equal ايش؟ ال A30 less than or equal to 45. اوكي؟ less than or equal to 45.
ليش less than؟
ها؟
ليش less than؟
لانه هي بقول لك but no more than 45 games.
مو شرط يلعبوا 45 games.
مو شرط يلعبوا 45 games. مو شرط ممكن يلعبوا 40 games. ممكن يلعبوا اوكي ممكن يلعبوا 40 games. ف that's why if you try to come up with those scenarios of the هذا you'll not reach anywhere. طيب look at now what I'm going to do. If I add 14 to each of these numbers, is the inequality still satisfied? The inequality is still satisfied, صح? So adding 14 to each number, to each value above, will keep the inequality satisfied. The inequality satisfied. That is, i.e. that is ايش ال 1 plus 14 15 is less than or equal a1 plus 14 is less than a2 plus 14 is less than a3 plus 14 less than all the way less than a30 plus 14 which is less than or equal to ايش 59 14 plus 45 is how much 59 صح طيب consider the sequence and you will see now why didn't I say the set. Consider the sequence اللي هي A1 A2 لغاية ال A30 وبعدين A1 plus 14 A2 plus 14 لغاية إيش ال A30 plus 14. Consider the sequence of how many numbers do I have in the sequence? عيد النظر 60 صح of 60 integers. Consider the sequence of 60 integers and do we know where are the values of these 60 integers? Between 1 and which are between 1 and 59 which are between 1 and 59 طيب can I apply pigeonhole هنا?
Yes.
I can صح? If I have 60 numbers which are between 1 and 59 I know for sure that 2 are equal صح ولا لا؟ I know for sure that 2 are equal طيب now let me ask you could these two come from the first sequence اللي هي from A1 to A30?
Yes.
Could the two equal numbers be in the set A1, A2 up to A30?
No, not necessarily. No.
Not necessarily؟ لا مش عجبتني not necessarily. عجبتني النو emphatic no. ليش emphatic no؟
Maybe it's in the 50s.
ها؟
Maybe it's greater than 45.
But it's bigger than everyone.
It's strictly.
لا يا شباب طلعوا كلهم strictly less. ما في ولا رقمين زي بعض. كلهم strictly less, strictly less, strictly less, strictly less. There is no way A1 or A2 or A3, any combination from A1 to A30 are equal. And in the same way, none of A1 plus 14, A2 plus 14 up to A30 plus 14 from this only set, two are equal. If I have two equal, they will come from where? One from the above set, one from the down set, or the bottom. صح? It has to. Okay? So, therefore, using the pigeonhole principle, using the pigeonhole principle, using the pigeonhole principle, we have two equal values, AI and AJ plus 14. مستحيل يكون AI و AJ وال I وال J between ال 1 وال 30 صح؟ لازم تكون AI و AJ plus 14. اوكي؟ لازم تكون AI so IE ال AI بيساوي AJ plus 14. طيب مين يذكرني ايش يعني AI؟ Number of games played from day 1 to day I صح؟ وال AJ number of games played from day 1 to day J صح؟ طيب based on this which one is strictly bigger ال AI ولا ال AJ؟ ال AJ أكبر من ال AI؟ ترى ال AI هو AJ plus 14 ال I has to be greater than J ال I has to be greater than J صح؟ طيب since now who's gonna tell me AI minus AJ represents, who's gonna tell me what does this number represent? What does it represent? We know it's equal to 14. Like, what does it represent?
That's a sequence of days. That's exactly 14 days.
هو between the number of days between J and I.
لا.
كيف اليومين اللي هي
Yes. بطل. Yes.
The number of games played between two days.
Between?
Between the 2 days. Or the 2 days. Between I
No.
and J.
لا.
in the day.
consecutive days.
يا شباب, think about it a little bit, you will get it. There is a small mistake in most of your answers.
The number of games plays J plus 1 to I.
To I.
To I.
An AI from 1 to I, صح? With AJ from 1 to J. So AI minus AJ is the number of games played from day J plus 1 to day I. Represents the number of games played from day J plus 1 to day I. وهذول consecutive ولا مش consecutive? Consecutive. Do I care whether they were 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? I don't care. Okay? Which is the number? Which is how much? We proved the result. Okay? شو رأيكم بهالحلاوة؟ Very nice. صح؟ Very nice.
ما طلع عليه.
كيف؟
ما طلع عليه.
ما طلع ايش؟
Early.
ما طلعتوا early؟ والله صح. ولسه بدي اخذ الغياب كمان. طيب. Let me just close the record.